Today we are going to start C language. Before going to discuss about C language, before going to learn one programming language, first of all, two basic questions every programmer should understand. Of course, we should answer. First one, what is a language? A language is set of instructions, set of strings, and a strings is a sequence of characters. It is used to describe the process in day-to-day life. The language used by us are the natural language, like that Hindi, Marathi, English are a natural language. We use this language to communicate with people, but to communicate with computer system we need to use a social language called programming language, as the natural language cannot be understood by computer system. And then second one, what is a computer language and a programming language? The programming language is a systematic notation by which the computational process are described by the computational process. We mean the arithmetical and logical operations that are performed in order to solve a given problem. When a computer is asked to perform a job, we need to give instructions to the computer. A set of instructions is called a program. To write a program, we need the programming language. Then the next types of programming language. There are the different programming languages, and all programming languages can be divided into two categories. First is a machine oriented or low level language, and the second uh, problem oriented language, that's called a high level language. Then the machine oriented language, that's called a low level language, and these language are designed to give a better machine efficiency, and that program is execution much faster. Machine language and assembly language are two programming languages which belonging to this category. And the second types is the problem oriented language, that's called a high level language. These language are designed to give a better programming efficiency. That is the program development of this language is so easy and much faster. Examples of language and belonging to the category are a Fortran, Pascal, and the Basic etc. The programming language C stands in between these two categories. It is designed to have a good program efficiency and good machine efficiency. That is why it is often to called a middle level language. And then the machine language. The computer is a digital electronic machine, and the machine which can be understood by a computer machine is called a machine language, and this language consists the set of 0 and 1. The instructions can be written, the machine languages consist 0 and 1. Okay, then the next language is called assembly language. Assembly language is similar to that of machine language, and this language consists some of the English words in place of 0 and 1, and these language words represent a small operations to be performed by CPU of computer. For example, to start the program we have STP, that is the start program, and end program we have ENP, this is the end program, etc. And then the program of written in assembly language cannot be directly understood by computer. They are translated into the machine code by a program called a assembler. The assembler program is prepared by a manufacturer of CPU, that is called the assembly language, translated to assembler, and next translate to the machine code. An assembler is a translator which translate the assembly code. We translate the assembly code into the machine code. Writing a programs in low level language is a complex and difficult, but we have a faster execution. They are creation and the programs which are written by the low level language, and next language is a high level language. Then in assembly language, certain in English words are used. They are converted into the machine code to make a program writing easier. Language we have performed by using more English words, such as languages are called as a high level language. For example, we use the words like a print, a read, then input, etc. in high level language. The meaning of these words in high level language is similar to the natural meanings. Yeah? Natural meanings, and these words are called is a reserve words. Every high level language has its own set of reserved words, and certain high level language are C, C++, Pascal, Java, Visual Basic, COBOL, and Fortran. These are the high level languages, and high level languages are the reliable and are not a machine dependent. Program written on the one machine can be executed to another machine. These languages have well defined syntax and systematics. That is called a high level language. Then that is called the high level language. Okay, and then the next, introduction of C language. C is a general purpose high level language that was originally developed by Dennis Ritchie for the Unix operating system. It was the first implemented on the Digital Equipment Corporation in the PDP-11, the computer in 1972. The Unix operating system and virtually all Unix applications are written in C language. C has now become a widely used professional language for various reasons. The first reason, easy to learn in C language. C language is a structured language, and then it produces efficient persons. It can be handle a low level activities that use the C language, and it can be compiled the variety of computers that can be used the C language. Then some features of C language. First feature, C language is a simple language. Then the C is a simple language, and in this sense that it provides a structured approach to break problem into parts that the reach of set of library of functions that's like a data types. Then the second features of the machine independent or portable. That's unlike the assembly language. C can be executed on different machines with some machine is the specific changes. Therefore, C is a machine independent language. And then the third features is the middle level programming languages. Although C is instead to do the low level, it is used to develop a system. It is used to develop a system applications such as kernel, driver, and it is also support the features of high level language. That why it is known as a middle level language. And then the fourth features is a structured programming language. C is a structured programming language in sense that we can break a program into the parts using functions. So it is easy to understand and modify the functions, also provide in code reusability. Then the next important features of C language, this is called the rich library. C provides a lot of inbuilt functions that make a development fast. And then next, the memory management. C support the features of the dynamic memory allocations. In C language, we can free the allocated the memory at any time and calling the free functions. Then the next important features is the speed. The most important feature of the C language, it is a completion. It is a compilation of execution time of C language. It is fast. Since there are the lesser inbuilt functions and hence the lesser overhead. And then the pointer, C provides the features of pointers. We can directly interact with memory, but using the pointers We can use the pointer for memory, structure, functions, array. There are some pointers are available in C language. And then next is the recursion. Next important feature is the recursion. In C, we can call the function. Within a function, it provides code reusability for every function, and then the recursion enables to use the approach of the backtracking. And C is extendable. C language is extendable because it can be easily adopt new features. Okay, it is important, so use of the most usable language of C language, and then some history of C language. C language is involved from the three different structured languages, that's called ALGOL, then BCPL, then B language. It uses many concepts of these languages. We introduce many new concepts such as data types, then structure, pointer, arrays, etc. In 1988, the language was formalized by ANS, that is called American National Standard Institutes. In 1990, a version of C language was approved by the International Standard Organization, that is called ISO, and that the version of C also refers to the C89. And there's some the development of C language in 1960 is ALGOL, developed by ALGOL, and then next BCPL in 1967, then 1970 it is called a B language, and then C developed by the Dennis Ritchie in 1972, that's called a C language. And the idea behind the creating of C language was to create an easy language which requires to simply compiler enable the program is efficiently interact with the machine system just like a machine instructions. C can a compiler convert the readable C language program into the machine instructions. That's called the C. And the C seems a strange name of a programming language. But this strange sounding language is one of the most popular computer language today because it is a structured high level machine independent language. It is allow software developers to develop programs without worrying about hardware platforms where they will be implemented. The root of all modern languages is ALGOL, introduced in 1960, and ALGOL was the first computer language to use a block structure. Although it is never become a popular in USA. it was widely used in Europe. ALGOL give the concept of the structured programming to the computer. Since the community and the computer scientists like Kando and Jacqueline Edisar and popularized this concept during 1960. Subsequently, the several languages are announced. In 1967, the Martin Richards developed by a language called BCPL, is a basic combined programming language, primarily by writing a system software. In 1970, Ken Thompson created a language using many features of BCPL and called is simply B. And B was used to create an early version of the Unix operating system. At Bell Laboratories, and both the BPCL and the B were the types as a system programming languages. C was developed from ALGOL and BCPL and B by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Laboratories in 1972. She used many concepts from this language and added the concept, the data types, and other powerful features. Since it was developed along with the Unix operating system, which was also developed by Bell Laboratories. So it is very important language of C language. So thank you for watching.